All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, I finally got a chance to catch this interview. I wanted to talk about this earlier and kind of get my thoughts on this one, but this one here is kind of a shocker. A little bit of it, I say semi-shocker. It doesn't really shock me fully, just when you think about the whole situation here surrounding Julianna Peña now. But looking at this interview on Boys in the Back and seeing this tweet here, Julianna Peña, she made it clear that she's at a point now where she's got 2 fights left in her career. And after that, she plans on riding off into the sunset. I mean, the tweet right here says, Julianna Peña says, I got 2 fights before I ride off into the sunset. And it looks like it's going to be Harrison first and then Amanda Nunes. But would I like Amanda first? Absolutely. Of course he wants that name first, because there's no guarantee that she's going to go in there and wash Harrison. And Harrison has a good chance against her, right? So if Kayla beats her, then that stock goes down, right? So you'd want to get Amanda first, right? But really, it's looking like it's going to be Harrison, So I think we can all say Julianna Peña is not ducking Kayla. She's acknowledging that fight clearly now. She says she wants it on an international fight week. And, she said, yeah, that's the fight I'll take now, because at least Kayla Harrison has a mouthpiece. She will get on the mic, right? So that fight can be promoted to be, a big one for her. But, yeah, going back to what she was saying, I got 2 fights before I ride off into the sunset. I guess that spells that she's got 2 fights and she wants to retire now. My thoughts on that. I think that's a good idea for Julianna Peña because, a lot of people forget, Julianna Peña, she's from that Ronda era. She's from that Ronda era. It's like over 10 years ago now. I know most recently these fighters are starting to be seen more, since Ronda left, throughout the years, the more and more like other fighters retire and the more WMMA gets to be on the forefront a little bit. You start getting introduced to these people. Because I have people ask me, who is Julianna Peña? People didn't even know Julianna Peña has been around, for over a decade. You know what I mean? Like, I've been seeing these fighters long time, but now that they're just seeing them, they'll be like, well, who is this? Who have they fought? Well, Julianna Peña's been around a long time. So they've got the years in now. So when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I think Julianna Peña's at a point now where, you can see she's looking for the big paydays and, she's looking to wrap this thing up now at 35 years old, right? She's 35, right? At 35 years old, this isn't a sport you want to be doing forever. So you got to have like a goal. You got to have a goal. Like, do I want to be champion? Do I just want to fight 4 more fights and call it a day? Like, am I looking to stack bread up and, take care of myself? Like Katlyn Chookagian, Katlyn Chookagian, I don't think she'll ever be champion, but her mindset is to, get as much money as she can from the last bit of fight she has on her contract, then call it a day, Julianna Peña, I think she's already capped off what she wanted to do, be a 2-time champion and put herself in a position to get a 3rd Amanda Nunes fight, right? And then that's it for it, right? So I'm with that, I'm definitely with that now because, again, these fighters, they do so much. And, when you're talking about their number one moneymaker, which is their body, they have to take full opportunities. They have to take full advantage of what they can do with it. They're not getting any younger. Number one, the body is their moneymaker. So for Julianna Peña, who suffered a lot of injuries, the broken rib that kept her out almost 2 years, among other injuries that they probably don't tell us about, and the constant weight cutting, their kidneys and their nervous system and their tendons and their ligaments and all of that have taken its toll. Sometimes them things are screaming and say, how long we going to do this, Julianna? How long? Their body is telling them there. Sometimes it's like, nah, I got to sit down. Your body's saying one other thing, your heart wants to go in there and fight, but your body's saying, no, sit your butt down. So when you're going through that type of war, you have to put that stamp on it to say, okay, it's time to call it a day. I think Julianna Peña is at that point now. Again, 35. I think this is as far as she can go, as far as putting herself in a good financial situation in the fight game. And as far as she can go, with accomplishments, winning the bantamweight belt 2 times, I think for Julianna Peña, that's a good thing. I never really saw her as somebody that was going to stay in it and defend it, for a long time. And now that she's in a position where she can fight 2 of the bigger names now, like Kayla and Amanda, what more can you ask for? Even if she don't get both fights, if she could fight Amanda or Kayla and if she loses to one of them, I'm sure she could still be I'm sure we'll be fine with that, but I'm not sure if she will. She'll probably still want to fight both. But to say she capped her career off against the best, I think that's good. That's good at this point. Again, just when I see, and also when I see all these other fighters that have been retiring lately, like, Joanna and Carla, and, of course, Roxy, she's retired. Fighters like Caitlin Chikagan might be retiring here soon, that, because she's probably trying to have a baby, things like that. Fighters like that, even, with Manon, want to get her title shot now. They all know they're on a clock, because their bodies are telling them that we can't do this forever. So when I see all those other fighters in the retirement mode, yeah, we got to remind ourselves that, hey, these fighters, they came from 2014, 2013. So it's about time to wrap it up. So, yeah, when you think about it, yeah, Julianna Peña, she ain't no spring chicken. Julianna Peña, she may have just won this belt back again, but, her days are numbered. So I can definitely understand now, agreeing with her, that she only has 2 fights left. I definitely understand now. I always understood it, but I'm just saying, like, now is the time whenever you really want to try to lock in those 2 big money fights if you can, and you want to be shrewd about it, right? You don't want to just say, no, I want to take this person, I want to take that person. Like, I'm trying to retire, with the bag here, So on that note, I respect that, because Julianna Peña's already shown she's had a lot of dog in her, and where she stands now, fans aren't going to take care of you, so you got to get as much money as you can out of the organization you fight for now. The fans keep saying, oh, you ain't doing this or doing that. Forget them, at this point, just go ahead and do what you got to do, because now that she's on this clock for 2 fights, if she can bag that third Amanda fight, go ahead and close that thing out. We got a lot of boxers that have their trilogies and quadrilogies, and they want to just shut it down to get their bag. So now that I know, she's trying to do her thing and just wrap it up, hey, go ahead and do your thing. Do your thing. Because, Julianna Peña, she's left a decent mark, and that second Amanda fight, I think that probably added to the decision, because she took a lot of punishment in that fight. I'm sure she suffered a bad concussion. I mean, her head was split. She took a lot of punishment in that fight. So I think in that one fight alone, that definitely put her in that position to say, hey, it's time to, think about locking this thing in and calling it a day, So, yeah, I agree with her fully on this, get her 2 fights and, retire, right off into the sunset from here. But what do y'all think, man? I think it's definitely a thing she needs to do. Go ahead and retire. I mean, we're going to miss the mouthpiece of WMMA, but I think a lot of these other girls are starting to pick up on it, and they're starting to learn now. Everybody from Manon and all these other fighters now, they are starting to speak up and be vocal now. So she did leave that mark on it. But we'll see, y'all. We never know. We do know that next year they're going to try to get her and Kayla to fight. And I'll probably do a video kind of discussing that as far as how I think that will play out now, just when you look at all the other outside influences. But what do y'all think, guys? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.